Happy Monday, Antelope Valley. I hope everyone's doing well and that you had a pleasant weekend. It is Monday, July 27th, 2026. I'm Mark Troth, broker and co-owner of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Troth Realtors right here in Lancaster, California, bringing you this week's edition of the Antelope Valley Real Estate Market Update, where week in and week out, we take a look at exactly what's going on within our local real estate market. As I like to say every week, I feel it's important for residents, potential buyers, potential sellers to have a trusted local resource to go to follow along with our local real estate market. Often our statistics get lumped in with greater Los Angeles County, Southern California, and our market is definitely unique unto itself. Also like to point out that our statistics are courtesy of the Greater Antelope Valley Association of Realtors MLS system. So where are we as we hit the last Monday in the month of July, heading into obviously the month of August and kind of the end of our summer selling season. So our active listings took another jump up 1,000 to 1,075 from 1,036. That's a 3.8% increase. Our typical market, and we're kind of starting to approach what would be a normal number of listings on the market, somewhere between 12 to 1,500. So we're definitely approaching that level of active residential listings on the market. Pendings, those properties that are in escrow and under contract, unfortunately took another little bit of a dip, down 6.8% to 410 from 440 last week. So definitely some upward pressure on interest rates and gas prices and those type of things. Definitely have an effect on people getting houses under contract. You know, and let's just be honest, when it's 104 plus outside, not a lot of motivation for folks to get out and look at houses. So, you know, hopefully that'll change as perhaps we start to see some softening of interest rates. Week over week comparison, the week of July 20th through yesterday, the 26th. As I mentioned, a surge of new listings coming on the market, 96, 18.5% up from the 81 the previous week. Median list price also took a little bit of jump. The median list price of those 96 listings, 519.5, 8.2% increase. Number of properties that went into escrow last week, 51, down 12.1% from the week prior, which was 58. Median number of homes on the days that those 51 homes were on the market, down from 34 to 33. So once again, kind of proving that there are buyers out there and they're definitely looking for those properties that come on the market that are priced attractively, in good condition, good location, and a combination of those things. Properties that closed escrow during that time period, 59, that's an 18% increase from 50 the week before. But that median sales price took a pretty good dip from 502.5 to 450,000, down 10.4%. And the absorption rate, something we've been chatting about kind of regularly, is it's actually the same as last week, 4.2 months. Out of that 175 active listings at the top there, 28 of those, out of that 1,075 over the last 30 days, we had 256 closings. Kind of got ahead of myself. I'll get to that statistic. I started to look at my little cheat sheet here. So absorption rate, no change at 4.2 months. The absorption rate of properties 600,000 and above took another little bit of a climb from 5.1 months to 5.4. Brief explanation on absorption rate. If you were to take the active listings, which, as I mentioned, 1,075, divided by the number of properties that closed escrow over the last 30 days, which was 256, that would mean it would take 4.2 months for those active listings to go away. Absorption rate is a quick measurement of activity in the market. Anytime you're 3 months or below, you're definitely you're trending more towards a seller's market. 3 months to 6 months, you're definitely in a balanced market. And anytime, and in kind of my opinion, 5 months or more, you're definitely moving towards a buyer's market, where you're likely to start seeing some downward pressure on pricing. A couple other statistics that I follow is the percentage, and this is kind of what I started to talk about a minute or so ago. Out of that 1,075 active listings, 28 of them in our local MLS is showing as bank-owned, corporate-owned. So that's a 2% of our listings, 2.6% of our listings, which is another increase from the 2% last week. And short sales, those properties that are on the market where the sellers are actively trying to sell them for less than what they owe, trying to get the bank to honor a short sell. Up to 2% out of 1,075, there was 22, a little bit of an increase from 1.7% last week. Kind of watching that trend to see where it goes, as there are, seems to be a few more distressed properties coming on the market for sale as we move forward. So with that, we'll go ahead and call it a wrap on this week's edition of the Antelope Valley Real Estate Market Update. But as always, if there's any more information, any more statistics that myself or any of our other trusted associates here at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Troth Realtors can provide you, by all means, please do not hesitate to reach out. We're always here to serve and have since 1957. All righty, everybody, take care. Make it a great week. And we will talk to you next Monday in the month of August. All righty. Bye-bye.